Oh, that looks good. I think that's about right. Oh, hi everybody. It's me, Sandy Shepherd again, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm just finishing touches on a little centerpiece that I'm making for a serving dish. And you may wonder, what in the world is this girl doing? Well, it is pretty simple. It's a red hat decorated with feathers, with fruit and vegetables, with ladybugs and butterflies. And it's sitting on a mannequin head. And you wonder, why would I create a centerpiece like this? Well, this ties in with today's appetizer idea that I had. It's spring, and the first weekend, or the first Saturday of May every year, is the Run for the Roses, the Kentucky Derby. And I thought that this would be a good Kentucky Derby hat, because I'll be sitting right here. But I want to fix some really good appetizers for family and friends, and we always look for some excuse to get together and eat. So I thought this would be as good of a day as any other day. And so I've thought, well, what could I come up with that would really be good for the Kentucky Derby, or to represent the Kentucky Derby? And then I thought, what is the most famous Louisville food that there ever could be? Well, it's the hot brown. And if you're not familiar with what a hot brown is, it is an open-faced turkey sandwich that has, well, it's roasted turkey, so it's really flavorful, and it has a Parmesan cheese sauce over it, 2 strips of bacon lay on top, and a tomato and some parsley. And this was created back in 1926 by from the chef, whose name was Fred Schmidt, and he was the head chef at the Brown Hotel. And during those days, they had like 1,200 people every day and night that were dancing the night away, and then they would be famished at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and he just, you know, got tired of feeding them the same thing over and over. So he created this as something a little bit different than just your regular, normal breakfast fare. So I thought, okay, well, that's what Louisville is famous for, and why not make an appetizer out of it? So I have condensed it down, kind of reconstructed it instead of deconstructed it, and I brought it down to what I am going to call my Derby Day hot brown turnover. And I think they'll be really, really good. Of course, the star of the show will be the turnover crust itself, because it's made with Philly cream cheese. So I'm going to get started on it, and I've got my centerpiece all ready to go. All I have to do is put these together, and we're off. Mix the softened cream cheese and butter with the flour, and when it is thoroughly combined, wrap it in plastic wrap and chill until needed. After frying my bacon, I added the ground turkey, the shallots, and the mushrooms, and cooked them until browned, and then put them in the processor and gave them a good fine mince. Okay, now we've got the filling all ready to go, and so it's time to make the sauce. I've melted my butter and added in my flour. We're just going to cook that, cook and stir. This always, by the way, assures that you aren't going to have lumps in your sauce when you go through this step, which is to mix the flour and the butter together and cook them for a while. Cook it until it's lightly browned and just kind of nutty smelling, has that good smell. We need smell-o-vision. Okay, so next I'm going to add, I have a cup and a half of half and half, and I have 1/2 pint or 1 cup of heavy cream, whipping cream. Just pour that in. We're going to stir that until that thickens up a little bit. Now, since it isn't boiling or anything right now, this is when I like to add anything that I have to stop stirring for. So I'm going to, I decided to put nutmeg in. I've just got like a 3/4 size whole nutmeg, and I'm just going to put in what will probably end up being about half a teaspoon's worth. There's nothing like using the fresh nutmeg. It just, well, I think pretty much every chef uses nutmeg, fresh nutmeg in their bechamel sauces. 3 ounces of our star of the show again, Philadelphia cream cheese. And a good half cup of a 3-cheese Italian blend that's shredded. This one is Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano. I cut my discs with a 3 3/4 inch diameter glass to get 24 turnovers. Brush your egg wash around the outer edges of your discs and place a scant tablespoon full of the filling mix in the middle. Fold over. Use a fork to scrunch down the edges together. Poke it on top once. Use the egg wash again to brush the entire top of the turnover, and you're good to cook. And voila, here they are. And they're beautiful. Little perfect little brown turnovers. Let me get a spatula so I don't burn myself here. And what I'm going to do, simply lay them on the serving tray. They're really hot, so you have to really be careful. Oh, but they're so pretty. They're just perfect little half moons. We'll just push some on around. People can come and help themselves. And there's that. I'm just going to go ahead and serve up a couple on this pretty plate. And here is the sauce. And right before I dished it up, I added the parsley and tomatoes and the bacon, crumbled bacon. Put this right here. Now, I'm going to move this because I have another little treat here. I mean, what would a Kentucky Derby party be without a mint julep? So, and I made my mint julep just a little bit different than normal. What I did, or chose to do, instead of just regular mint, I went out in my garden and I picked chocolate mint, and I made a simple syrup out of the chocolate mint. And I'm just going to shake this with some little bit of crushed ice. Put 2 to 3 ounces of bourbon in and a couple teaspoons of the simple syrup. And that smells like it's going to go with these really well, okay? But I want to say one thing about this recipe. This is a race, which it was today, especially for the Kentucky Derby, but the race was, you have to really, really be organized, I guess. One thing that really helps me is when I get some of my veggies, I go ahead and wash them or chop them or, put them in baggies if I know I'm going to be using them. So, any time that week. So, let's see here. But as far as time went, we're talking photo finish. Let me take a little taste here and get some of this sauce. See what we've got. This fillet is a winner. See you in the win circle.